Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So we got some great news. Yes, last night, President Bukele has won El Salvador's presidential election. He will be serving as El Salvador's president for another 5 years. El Salvador is a country, a very conservative country that really stands with us. President Bukele has been an ally of President Trump and has been an ally for many Republicans and Americans um, who are struggling right now with the border crisis. President Bukele also has condemned this illegal immigration. He's done whatever he can to stop the migrant crisis of Salvadorans coming to the United States illegally. So I'm very happy to hear President Bukele's ultimate victory. He didn't just win, but he didn't just win big. He won by a landslide, and we can take a look at that today here. So, as you should know, El Salvador for years was a banana republic. It kept going back and forth. Often, countries often tend to overthrow. Parties often launched coups to overthrow each other. The most famous revolt would be known as the Salvadoran Civil War. And the Salvadoran Civil War, which was a part of the Cold War, was launched by this party, the FMLN. And the FMLN is a communist former guerrilla rebel group. And you'll see why it got so poorly. Yeah, because this rebel group caused so much lives. They sacked the city of the capital of San Salvador and forced local civilians to join their guerrilla cult, basically, and try to overthrow the conservative government. Ultimately, they failed. A ceasefire ended the civil war, but ultimately, this would be the last civil war. And honestly, you think, oh, the FMLN's done now. Well, the FMLN basically demilitarized, and since then, FMLN has held office in El Salvador. Do you think El Salvador should have? Do you think FMLN should have held office? Absolutely not. They cost so many lives, and here they're controlling El Salvador since during 2014 in 2009. Yeah, you're just inconsiderate rebel group altogether. So yes, the MLN, huge L in their face. They lost this election by a lot. Nayib Bukele is not just a leader, but he is a natural leader by heart. He won by 82% of the popular vote. He comes from the NI, known as Nuevas Ideas, which is a political party mainly centered on Big Tent, and it evolves around Bukeleism, which that's what no actual page on saying that there's such thing as Bukeleism. But I will tell you, before it was Big Tent, it was a more center right wing political party, and that's if I would have to say, oh. If Nuevas Ideas has to be some sort of political position, what would it be? And I would say, it would definitely be center right. They have taken down the FMLN by a good margin here. Bukele has won over 1 million votes. There is no way, and the 70% of the remaining election, continuing, that Manuel Flores, the FMLN candidate nominee, is going to get to. He could miraculously reach 10%, but he's not going to get 1 million. Absolutely not. And then there's also Joel Sanchez, who comes from the Nationalist Republican Alliance. This is a center-right, right-wing, and historically far-right political party. Um, Regardless, I still feel aligned with Bukele. He is the president, and he's proved, and honestly, he fits American interests. Republicans also win if Bukele gets in because we get things done. With a border, sure, it's not good. Things are not looking good when it comes to the border crisis. Understood. However, uh, when it comes to as you know, uh, the continuing border crisis, it could be much worse if we had a leader in South America who cared less. A lot of these uh, presidents, like last year, we lost a pretty good government in Guatemala. Guatemala also was in interest of preventing and stopping illegal expansion, but we got this guy instead, Bernardo Arevalo, who comes from the Semilla party, is a left-wing centrist party, and he absolutely, I can't really say for sure, but I will tell you, most likely the border crisis is not in his interest. And to be honest with him, it should. I mean, I will tell you, they're coming from Central America, Mexico. They're coming from all over, entry to the southern border. It should be their interests because it's their problem. They caused the problem, right? And they need to owe up to the problem. Correct? Yeah, but in their minds, they care less because it doesn't impact their country. They're leaving their country and they're impacting another country. That's the United States. So, yes, Bernardo Arevalo, also just, really, I believe there was an election in Colombia too. We also lost the government in Colombia. Gustavo Petro, the very first left-wing president in Colombia. Now I say left-wing, I'm saying left-wing. Basically, like left wing. He apparently, we know that there is war going on, a pretty bad situation in Colombia, and he's going to do what he can to kind of, I would say, stop the ongoing conflict in the Republic of Colombia, as terms what that can go. But as far as, let's just say, the border crisis, I don't think he cares. We have good relations with Colombia. But what we have had, our greatest ally when it comes to, and the leader we depend on when it comes to this border crisis, is Nayib Bukele. And he is now the president-elect of, that's the president-elect of the Republic of Colombia. So kudos to him. Yes, and his brother, I believe. Cousin. Why am I just assuming that's his brother? He also is a huge leader in the Nuevos Ideas. So, yes. Congratulations, President Bukele. Congratulations to conservatives abroad in the Republic of El Salvador. We are applauding you. You won a huge victory, and hopefully we will win a huge victory in the upcoming months in 2024. And we may join you on the victory podium. So, thank you for standing with us. We will stand with you, and we will congratulate you in this big win that you should definitely celebrate for days, and that you have a government that really cares about El Salvador and the people. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next political episode.